Okay, everybody. I cannot even put into words how powerful this episode is. It's come through divine synchronicities, kismet connections, serendipity. It's the episode that you guys didn't even know you demanded. And it's with my dear new but deep friend, dare I say, Aliki. And I was asking her how to pronounce her last name, but she's like, it's just Aliki. And Aliki is a healer. She's healing, and she's a comedian.
Yeah.
And we've been healing together, laughing together. And this is just I'm so grateful that, and 3 hours notice.
Yes. Thank you for having me, though.
You said yes.
I did. We've been talking about what were we saying yesterday? We had a day together yesterday, and now, dare I say it, we're best friends. I don't know.
I'm glad you feel the same.
I knew you were saying it, but not saying it.
Yeah, if you're my other best friends listening.
Yeah, to all our best friends who we haven't even told
that we're best
about
friends,
each other. No, but deep makes sense. And I think we talked about it yesterday, but I was telling you about the little ways I'm listening to my intuition.
Yeah.
But this was one where it was just, it's just a yes. It was just yes. Because all day I was kind of I kind of had this day free, and like you said, I'm traveling soon, so it was nice. But then when you asked, there was no feel. It's, when something is a yes, and when something is a no, you know, you really do. In my body, it was just a yes. It was yes, this makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so honored.
And
Coming
so
from you
honored.
in your follicular phase, that means a lot.
I am. I'm in my follicular.
That's how deep of friends we are, guys. I know her cycle.
You do. And I'm feeling bad right now because I'm I don't actually know which phase you're in.
I'm in luteal.
You're in luteal. Oh,
I'm in my luteal phase. But it was really powerful yesterday because we had you do this ideal scene about the kind of life you're ready to step into, which in many ways you already are. And one was just I show up, I'm myself, and the people get it on camera, and I leave.
Yeah.
I'm just the talent. And then I called you today. I'm like, how would you like to show up in this studio, sit down with me, get recorded, and then leave?
You just handed it to me. I'm yeah, I would like that. I'm not going to say no to that because yes, that is exactly what I want. Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive.
I've been saying for so long, I just want to talk. I just love talking.
And here you are.
And you see so many people, everybody else is just talking.
Why can't I
Why
talk?
can't I just talk?
I'm chatty.
I'm probably the chattiest person a lot of people know.
And we're honored for it.
Although on the Enneagram test.
Yes.
Which, did I pronounce that right?
The Enneagram.
The Enneagram.
Which is Greek.
Which is Greek.
You.
So the Enneagram.
As we say in Greece.
He's come from the Greek, obviously. You're welcome. But no, on that, I was noticing that there's this element of, I'm definitely so talkative, but I do think in groups I've become, I don't know, people would probably disagree. They'd probably be you're the loudest person I know. But I think there were questions that were can you pull back and just listen to the group? Mm-hmm. And I definitely now have entered a place where I'm simultaneously all I want to do is talk, but then immensely relieved to not have to talk in social settings, if that makes any sense at all.
That does make a lot of sense. I want to talk when there's a stage. But if it's a networking event or I have to meet new people, then I'm going to spare and protect my energy. I'm joking.
I'm I want to talk if I'm the center of attention. Otherwise,
yeah. I am not a talking side piece.
No.
But to give you guys context, the Enneagram, for those of you who don't know, it's a personality test like Myers-Briggs, etc. And I was telling Aliki yesterday that her video that she made of my wellness friend.
Yes, intense wellness friend, yeah.
Well, do you want to share what the ending line in it is? And then we'll go into both of our Enneagrams from there.
Right. So the ending, the video, which was improvised mostly in that scene. I mean, yeah, it was improvised. And it just felt right to end it with a nice lean in of you. are enough. And it's because it's an intense wellness friend talking to their
friend.
you know, saying bye to their best friend or to their friend that they go on walks with, and just all the things they want to infuse into them as they part. And it's you are enough, which is something that I, as my real self and not a character, and all of my yoga classes with, reminding people, encouraging people to remind themselves, I am enough. And then you said that was the a big part of your.
That's the base. So I'm a 2 on the Enneagram. So I was like, when we met we had such a day yesterday, guys. We went to Love Coffee, and yeah, we were talking about it there because on Love Coffee they write your name on this stamp, and it's like blank is
deserves love,
and it's like Meredith deserves love, and I'm like, yeah, it reminds me of like as a 2. Our core wound is that we are not enough. That's why we're always over proving or like, let me do this for you. And we get so good at intuiting other people's needs to make ourselves valuable because we don't believe we're enough just as we are. This is the unintegrated 2, as in 2s who haven't done the work. Although what is the fucking work, you know?
What is the work? What is the work?
Like, are we doing it? Are we working?
On that video on Wellness Friend, that's where I first learned about this test, because when it kind of popped off on TikTok, a lot of the comments were like, oh, this one's definitely an Enneagram. I think a lot of them were 1 and 2, Enneagram 1 or 2. I feel like 1 or 2 is what I was seeing a lot of.
Yeah.
And I knew the Myers-Briggs, like I studied interpersonal communications in college, and like we did a bunch of personality tests. But yeah, that was the one I didn't know, and so that's where I learned about it. And now I know you remember, and you've closed a loop, closed a circle where you've made sense for me, because I'm kind of like, what are all these people commenting on here? Like, I don't know what that is.
What is it 2?
What are these numbers? And then I was like, I'll do it eventually.
Let you guys chat it out in the comments.
And I just feel like I've done it at the exact right time.
Perfect. Yeah. And the thing with the Enneagram is when I read it for the 2, so I made Aliki do a test, which is like the integrative 9, which you pay $60 for, but it's worth it because you get a 20-page PDF. And when I did it for the 2, I was like, I feel seen and attacked. But my journey as a 2 has been like knowing that I am enough just as I am. So I made Aliki today when I texted her, oh, can you come on the pod? Because I was going to have another friend, but the friend canceled. And then I like debated. I was telling you before the podcast, I was debating for like 2 hours. I'm like, well, Aliki and I spent all day yesterday together. Like, what if she's sick of me, needs space? You know how some friends you need to like work up endurance to. She's leaving for Iceland soon. So I debated for 2 hours. And then I'm like, checking in with my highest self, I'm going to text her. And then you're like, I'm coming. I'm doing it. I said yes. And then I'm like, great, take the Enneagram test. And I forgot until you said it now that it was 177 questions.
And because you did, to be fair, you sent it to me much earlier in the day. But again, just as like, yesterday was great. Like, here, you know, there's the test. So you were like, well, did you get your results? And I was like, I'll take it right now.
Like 1 second.
So I truly took it from like from like 3:55 to 4:30.
And we were gonna have an Enneagram reveal, on the show, but you know, as someone doulaing you into the Enneagram world, I was like, you actually do need moment to process and digest.
I did not realize that it is a 20-page PDF, but yeah, I am 9.
Wow. Yeah. That's really powerful.
It feels really powerful because that's the last number of the types.
You're like, does that make it the best?
Does that make it the best? You could also say number 1's the best. There's no best. I think that's and number 2 is certainly the one that's enough.
Right. And we'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you that for sure. I'm going to say to you right now, 2 is perfect.
Feeling seen.
Do we do our deep breaths?
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, we'll do our deep breaths. I know everyone's at their edge of their seat. What number, or what does Aliki's number mean, and how does it resonate for her? Right. We know she's a 9. Okay, so yeah, let's do our deep breaths. We're actually going to do a collaborative pack of 3. We always do our 3 deep breaths, as you guys know, our loyal listeners. So Aliki's going to do the middle breath. We're going to co-create this breathing experience together.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with it.
Okay, great. So first breath, taking a deep breath in through our nostrils. pulling up to the crown of your head, breathing in your enoughness, and exhaling it out.
Okay. Now, second breath, breathing in your enoughness and breathing out any concern that I said the same thing as you on the inhale.
Sometimes you need to hear the same thing many times.
Mm-hmm.
Third breath in, breathing in the allowance, the spontaneity, the unfolding of today. And exhale, trusting the perfection of it being exactly as it's meant to be. Wow, guys. Thank you for holding me to the 3 breaths.
Oh, I don't know. It just came. I just was like, the breaths.
Mind melt.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just helping each other.
I know. It's like we share a few arepas. We ate arepas yesterday together. It's like we're so in sync. It's crazy. I think it's just a matter of time before our cycles sync.
I know. They're definitely going to be syncing.
They're syncing right now.
I feel like it probably maybe within in 3 cycles, I feel like we'll be synced.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys posted.
We'll keep everybody posted. And to the loyal listeners, it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You know what? I just felt like you and them would get along. It's like introducing them to a step parent.
Yeah.
But you're like,
this Aliki's going to be new in your life. She's here now.
She's going to be new. The first time might be a little awkward, but say hi, be nice.
She's an Enneagram 9.
And we love 9s.
We love 9s. We don't know a lot about them.
So we're going to I know you were just absorbing this information right before the podcast, but tell us a little bit about how the 9 resonated upon first glance.
Upon first glance, the words it was 9, adaptive peacemaker.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it said, adaptive peacemaker.
Yeah.
And I felt like that resonated. And now I'm already forgetting the first sentence, but I was pretty much everything I was yep.
It was like harmony.
Yeah. Harmony.
Causing or trying to create harmony to those around you.
Yeah.
And also feeling you procrastinate.
Yes. And
if you don't want to do something.
Yeah. If it's something I don't want to do, because I do definitely struggle a lot with procrastination. But yeah, I've come to realize that it's because it's for all the things I don't want to do.
It's like your body telling you no.
It's just a big no. And I'm just this week I've been looking back and realizing how much in life was stuff you don't want to do. I know I feel like a big baby whining about school essentially, but it is wild to think how much. Let's just go there. Let's just go there. Everybody went through it,
Yeah.
But it is wild to think how much you have to do as a young adult and a child that is just so not stuff you're interested in. And I'm thinking how I'm remembering that I used to procrastinate so much. I was doing work late at night, assignments late at night or waking up really early in the morning. I mean, I really am just a severe procrastinator for sure.
Well, what I love about that, it's kind of like your body telling you, your intuition telling you, is this in alignment?
Yeah. And then it's in my adulthood now now that I do get to make my reality and go for what I want to, do what I want. Now that I'm in this place of I can do what I can make it. Yes, I have the divine feminine power
pulsing
to create.
Through me.
Powerful stuff. And now that I can do that, it's okay, so do that. What do I want to do? And then also letting myself, one of the things I wrote on the ideal scene is waking up at ease. Oh, I wrote that down today. I added that to it today.
I love that.
Is waking up at ease and confident about the day. And just because I realize I think my norm, or for a while, has been waking up what do I have to do today?
Right.
Oh, am I on top?
The shoe to drop or anxiety.
Just kind of what am I missing? Kind of a feeling of oh, what am I forgetting? Just always assuming I'm forgetting or behind on something. And so starting to change that inner monologue to be I am right where I'm supposed to be. I am everything is happening at the right time.
Yes.
I am aligned.
I'm aligned. I'm in flow.
I am in flow. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Well,
what I love too is that we had a little moment yesterday too, where I feel like you are what we were talking about, like as we up level, it becomes more and more clear that things that might have been a yes in the past are no longer a yes. Mm-hmm. And you were sharing with me one example of that.
Of like what it was for my work stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think what I've been shifting from over the last couple years of like living here is shifting from kind of like gig work, like kind of running around being a production assistant or nannying or like all these little kind of odd jobs where you start to realize like you're really spending a lot of energy. And I'm very blessed where I've had a great friend who's been able to lead me into like content creating and making videos and stuff. And now I'm actually able to get paid to make content, which is also another lovely circle closed because like I did do a lot of production in college and stuff. Like I know how to edit and stuff. So it became this thing where it's like, oh, cool. Like because I can make videos now because social media and, digital advertising is such a thing, I can now be doing that for a job. So it's a new world for me. I'd only just started in 2023, actually like getting paid as a content creator. And so it being a new world for, you're just like excited, like, yeah,
I'll do anything.
I'll do anything. Yeah, great. And then, just anything, the great, I'm getting paid, great. But now it's entering a space of like, oh, no, I won't do anything. Like there's a rate, like I have a rate and now I'm getting to stick to that rate. So the past couple months, there's been a few times where like I just can't imagine, I can't believe that I'm like this,
this is my reality.
Businesswoman negotiating now, but like knowing my rate and, sticking with it. But truly, I do need to acknowledge that each time I've done that, I've had a friend. It was like Rachel, and then it was you, like
honored,
really encouraging me and kind of helping me stay there, reminding me that I deserve that. So I don't know, maybe that support is essential for me.
Well, we love it. Well, we're just holding the mirror to what's already happening.
Yeah, true.
But it's cool because I think it's such a poignant example. Spencer sometimes tells me I use the word poignant wrong because I use it like it's a perfect example, but he says poignant is only used when it's like a sad coincidence. Oh. Anyways, I don't know if that's
that makes
true.
Me want to look it up.
I know.
Can I look it up?
Yeah.
Because I'm big on that. Like when a word comes up, like whenever I was like taking care of kids or my husband is from Bulgaria, so sometimes we get into, he knows a lot of words. He knows all of the words. But
we love that.
I'm really big on like, but what is the meaning? Like, but actually.
But how is it really?
But actually, what is it?
What is its essence?
Okay, poignant. Evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret.
Oh my God, I've been using it so wrong.
Yeah, a poignant reminder of the passing of time.
Because I use it to mean like a perfect reminder.
So you maybe you mean precise?
Yeah, something like that.
Or maybe you just mean perfect.
It's perfect.
It's just perfect.
It's powerful.
It's just perfectly poignant. Archaic is sharp or pungent in taste or smell. So yeah. Quite. So and then I also get fascinated with the origin. Like that's why it's probably a not as positive thing, right? Because it's rooted in like, oh, it's stinky.
Yeah, it's a stinky reminder.
But I support you using it however you want. But now we know.
I love
Thanks
that.
for letting me do that.
Of course. No, I'm glad because it's like I don't. To our loyal listeners, like we would never do you guys dirty.
Yeah, like and I also feel like if I'm sitting there listening to a pod, at least me, I'd be like, wait, but what is I'd probably go Google it in that moment. So.
Start twitching. But yeah, all of that's to say is I love that example because I feel like it's like each step of us like owning our value, and it's like when we own it, we get more aligned opportunities that match that. But it's like. One of my old mentors used to say, we show people how to treat us. And so it's like you owning your rate for certain things and being like, I actually have worked hard to build my creator brand. And this is like the standard of what I'm getting paid. Cause it's like, if you don't say that, then they're like, great, she's such a steal. We hope she doesn't like wake up to her value.
Right. Yeah, right. And I don't have any reps or anything right now. So I am like, I guess my own manager. And you have to think, you're like, oh no, that's what a manager would be doing for me.
Negotiating.
That's what they'd be doing. They'd be being like, this is how my client deserves this much. So yeah, I guess maybe there's like, that thing of like, talk to yourself the way you would talk to your best friend. Or like maybe there's like a manage yourself the way
advocate for
yourself the way a manager would. Like,
you guys heard it here first.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You can buy our masterclass for $3,333. But no, it's true. And it's $33.33. Our favorite angel number.
You can pay in installments.
Payment plan. But yeah, I feel like it's so real. And it's always like we were talking about yesterday, it's always scary when you like send that email or set your value, because it's like, oh, but what if, and there's always that lag time of like, maybe it takes a second for like the next job or thing to come in that does match that. But it's like one of my favorite manifestation coaches in the manifestation coach space, Lacey Phillips, says it's the magic dark, which is like when you're tested and maybe you're tested, and the old you would have been like, oh no, you're right. Okay, I'll do it for this much. And then it's like telling the universe or whoever you want to call it, like, oh no, I'm not ready to operate at that value.
Right.
Yet. But then you said no more. No, you made a new choice.
I'm not operating that way.
You're like, this is my new cruising altitude.
Yeah. And also in what I was doing yesterday too was prioritizing what we were doing together. Like we were going to make a video, which I promise I will not procrastinate editing.
I'm like, if you do, does this say you hate the video?
No, it's that specifically, I told you yesterday, I don't love the technical side of it. I think I told you that, but then I don't like the technical side of it. So the editing portion, I tend to procrastinate, but I also do love it because once you get into it, like,
then you're like, yes.
And you're making like editing magic happen. It's like very fun. And then, but these are the things, of course, I can push through and learning that, okay, I don't love editing, but I definitely love that more than all these other things I was doing. So I'm definitely going to prioritize and
then eventually outsource.
Right. Eventually. Oh, that'll be great. But then I am concerned that I'll like never be happy with someone else's
with someone edits. Yeah.
But
your edits are very powerful.
Oh, thanks. And also Rachel edits amazing.
I was going to say yesterday seeing you, circling back to a few things, like for which we definitely want the viewers to know about your comedy journey, because I think it's so powerful and so many lessons in there itself. But getting to see the artist at work yesterday, where you're like, it's not the first idea we come to, it's not the second idea. Usually it's the third idea, because we had this whole thing with like ceremonial grade. It's like the obvious thing is like cacao, but then it's like ceremonial grade flax crackers, and then we're like, no, okay, the joke will be ceremonial grade toilet paper. Yeah. And I was like, wow.
Right, that third idea thing. I do believe that is an Adam McKay thing. One of the Second City.
I thought it was Aliki.
Went through. I know. Well, Aliki uses it though, for sure. I'm always like, credit to my teachers and like all but yeah, definitely. It's the third idea thing. Like keep going, and then you'll get to the more Meredith idea, like the more unique, specific,
the more
you idea that only
that's not just the top of mind. That's like in the common zeitgeist.
Yeah,
look at us.
The joke that everybody else. I've felt like such a better human ever since I learned the word zeitgeist.
You're like,
it was years ago, but I think about it all the time.
I'm such a informed millennial.
Actually, truly, my writing mentor, Michael McCarthy. Who has since passed, and I just love him, still love him. He's the one who taught me the word zeitgeist, because his thing was like, when you're writing comedy, like when you're doing comedy, it needs to be in the zeitgeist. Like it needs to, and I know you were using it of like something that everybody's saying, but
ceremonial grade cacao is in the millennial Venice zeitgeist.
It's that's in the zeitgeist. So then to make our joke, we were like, how can we put something that sounds silly with ceremonial grade, and also not offend anyone
anyone
or any ceremony.
We're also healers, and that's a backstory that I don't know if I mentioned to you guys, but part of the reason Aliki and I bonded is because she came to more of that event because we were going to have her at our as a stand-up comedian at our event, which we still will. But we had Rachel, who's your childhood friend, who you make videos with, which we have to get into that whole origin story.
Yes.
But then when we were like, okay, we love that we're both like yoga teachers in the healing world, healing and also comedians. Yeah. Hashtag.
That was such another great like hashtag. Oh wait, what was your hashtag?
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna be like hashtag healers, humorous healers.
Humorous healers is good.
Or we came up with an idea yesterday to do a comedy and crystals.
Yeah, I feel like we need a comedy and crystals night.
Yeah, comedy and crystal ceremony.
Yes. Comedy and crystals ceremony. Yeah.
Ceremony.
And that night was another great like alignment thing of just like, it was just a yes to come, even though
you were like, oh, I might be late.
And I'm always like, yeah, it was maybe going to be late. I arrived just as you were starting. Like what I came to understand, because like you were holding the mic and I was like, oh no, I'm late. But what I came to understand is you had just grabbed the mic in that moment. Like I snuck right in just as it was starting. And it was another great moment of, I don't remember what I was coming from or what was up, but it was another moment of just like, definitely, yes, I'm going to that. And I was excited to not be performing, like to just get to just sit back and watch and observe at that time. It was like really nice and aligned. So that's another, like, I like that it all started, like when we met, it came from this place of,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, just aligned, like, oh, perfect timing, like not late at all. Right on time.
Right on time. Well, and it was so synchronistic because going back to that, I'm like, just so you guys know our whole origin story of our friendship before it gets too deep. And then we have like years to fill you in on. I had just performed at Flappers 2 weeks ago. My first stand up, and I met this guy, Michael Stevens, there, who's like, oh, you should perform at this place at Greenleaf. Mm-hmm. And did you perform there?
Yeah, I performed there.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, you need some female comedians. And then like, I think he connected me to you and Rachel, and then I reached out to both of you, and then you said you were coming late. Anyway, so it was all like, I didn't end up performing at the Greenleaf thing, but it was like,
but that's how we connected. Yeah.
Like all these little, like I wasn't at Greenleaf, you were going to maybe come late, but you came anyways.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even like that. Yeah. It's so nice. And it really does all come from just saying yes to the stuff you want, aligning with what you want, being like, no, this is where I am now. Yeah. This is what I do.
And doing what feels good, like as per the ideal scene.
Yes.
Like I'm around this kind of person that makes me feel this kind of way. I'm showing up and creating content, and
does everybody know the ideal scene?
I'll tell you guys again. I think I might have.
I would imagine.
Oh, I mentioned it on the story of how Spencer and I met, because I did one before I met him about my partner. Instead of I am, it's we are. Oh, because partnership, but you and your man can do one for the next iteration of your relationship.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Next season.
Yeah.
But yeah, so an ideal scene is like I am in the middle, like a sun, and then these rays coming out, and you write everything in the present tense. Like I am getting paid to do what I love. I am waking up feeling so excited for my day. I am hanging around other inspired people where we co-create magic together. And it's just like focusing on the feeling and the types of things you're doing and how you're spending your time, so that you're starting to focus on so much of what you do want, versus I feel like in society so much of the time we can complain or focus on what we don't want, which as per our name, more of that, like what you focus on, you get more of.
Yeah. You reminded me of one of the impactful things I heard one of my yoga teachers say one time. I'm sure it's from somewhere. I don't know where it's from, but worrying is like praying for what you don't want to happen. And it's like, oh yeah, like, yeah, you're right. We do spend so much more time thinking about like what we don't like or what doesn't feel good. But that's, I think, because we don't feel like we have permission to really focus on what makes us feel good. I don't know. It starts to feel like when I'm like, oh, I procrastinate the stuff I don't want to do. I just can hear like everyone being like, well, duh. We all have to do stuff we don't want to do. Like it just kind of feels like
it's like, that's hard work. That's what it takes.
Welcome to hard work. Like, oh yeah, of course you want everything handed to you, or like whatever. Yeah. It just is like that critic just kind of kicks in. And I feel like that critic is like very much like our way. And like, it's society is like,
yeah, it's like the inner voice, like the helicopter parent or something.
Yeah. And it's like also very masculine of like doing. And I think now when I'm finally coming into is the feminine and allowing myself to be in my feminine and move slower and be soft.
You look so soft.
This is one of the videos we just posted today. Like
in my
we're
soft
like
girl
complimenting our clothes. It was like it's one of the women
women
meeting
ones.
up.
Yes.
And we're like touching each other's clothes, and mine's like soft, like cashmere and silk or something. And I'm like, it's okay for me to be soft.
I love that.
And I'm just like, but really, but actually, I actually am like,
you're like, but actually, I want to be.
But actually, that's
I am
my
soft.
reality, and I'm like living it and feeling it,
and dressing as such,
and yeah, just like actually, yeah, it actually being okay. Yeah, to be that. Even it feels weird to like say it out in the world, but I guess that's how, you align with it happening.
And or circling back to what we were saying about the videos, because I think this is a great reminder hearing your journey. When I was getting to say I was seeing the artist at work yesterday making all the cuts, doing the da-da-da, I'm like, wow, Aliki's such an expert at her craft. You're like, where is the light? Let's get a multiple takes in. Anyways, I was like, wow. And then I was like, that's why all of your other videos are so funny, because you get all these like random shots that like no one would think of. Anyways, but can you share, because I think this is a great example of what we just said, of like getting to wake up and do what you love, of like your journey where you did go to school and get a master's for screenwriting, and then Rachel was like, just start with one TikTok.
Right.
Can you speak to that and like how that's blossomed?
Right. My background is like, I did theater in high school. I just like liked the performing, liked the entertaining, wanted more of it, like did more of it in college. But on our, there was a comedy show in college I did, and then I went to Chicago and was doing improv and sketch there, and and then I did screenwriting, an MFA in screenwriting with a comedy concentration, where I was supposed to like move here, March 2020, pretty much like right when the pandemic hit. I was supposed to move here for a development internship, and I still did that remotely, but the pandemic obviously set us all on different paths, and
sure did.
It was just wild. And so once I did finally get here, I was very focused on like, well, the screenwriting thing. Well, I got to write something, and then I got to make it. I have to make a short film. I have to make a film so that people see me as a creator. Like, as someone who is a filmmaker, I guess, and because that's what I had been taught is the way you make a thing, and then you have a proof of concept. Like it was always like making a thing is the best way to get seen. But right. Rachel was the one that was like, as I'm like, okay, so a short film about, she was like, yeah, for sure. Or that could just be a TikTok. And I was like, mind blown. What's my degree for? It's like, as with all the degrees, it's for nothing. No, I'm kidding. But it was like, what? And I kind of had to sit with that for a little, because I think at first I was like, I don't know. I think I still have to do this thing, right? That's what everybody says. But yeah, right.
Hire the production crew.
Everybody says
raise the money.
You gotta do it this way.
And that's the same in every industry. We were talking about stand-up too. It's like you have to hustle these circuits, do these things.
Right.
There's always that ladder, no matter what industry.
There's a ladder that the loud people say you have to do. It's kind of interesting. You're like, people are like, you have, I know it's a lot of just people saying it though. Because then if you actually listen to people who are maybe where you want to be, no, they did not all take the same exact path. Like everybody's path looked different. So I'm so grateful to Rachel for shaking me out of that. And she's so great at doing her own independent projects, and has been since we were in college. Like she was over in Syracuse.
When did you guys meet?
We met in third grade in
Wow.
Wilmington, Delaware, at our elementary school in Delaware. And we were besties from 3rd to 8th grade.
Ooh, and then there was a hiatus.
A hiatus because we went to different high schools and colleges.
Wow.
And then she came here. She went to Syracuse. I went to University of Delaware. But it was interesting because I would see her like making her own videos. Like I was making videos with my comedy show, But it was always nice to see her making her own videos.
And she was just doing already. She was doing the sketch stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, she had an I think improv troupe there. I think she was doing stuff with people in college too. But like she was literally like I think putting sketches on Facebook, and then like she did Vine, and she's always been
on top of it,
doing it, and she loves making videos. Like it's so wonderful to see her work and to see how self-motivated. The self-motivation is amazing because I think it was in the Enneagram, like I am so about the people. I'm so about people. That's why like improv, I really loved improv because it's so much about your team and like
right, you're all in it together.
You're in it together, and
a rising tide raises all boats.
And it's like there's something of like, oh, I think Harold Ramis said this of like, it's not that an improv team is as strong as their weakest link. They're as strong as their ability to compensate for their weakest link. So it's like truly, there's no like, oh, that's the reason we're bad. Like, no, we're all responsible for helping each other to lift each other up.
We are family.
Like we are taking care of each other. So I feel like I think I get a little lost when I don't have a team, like being on my own. And it's kind of cool because like Rachel's an only child and I'm a middle child.
Oh.
And like, yeah, I didn't have to like, she had to like create her fun and like do,
right.
I could
generate
just, like,
her fun.
I could just like run away from my brother and like pick on my sister. No, we weren't always fighting each other.
Wait, so then you guys reconnected after college?
Yeah, we always stayed connected, and just like softly connected, like always, and like when she had friends in Chicago, like she connected us when I was there. So it was nice because like now people who are out here, I actually got to meet in Chicago because she connected us, and then when I came. When I knew I was coming to LA, like how I thought I was coming here,
right.
March 2020, we were like gearing up, like it's happening. Like of course she was like the first person I was talking to of
right.
like, she was the person here that it was like, I'm coming. And it was like really like.
She's like my people.
Showing, and I knew we knew we wanted to live West Side and she lived like in Santa Monica area. So it just all like,
aligned.
Was great. And then obviously it was postponed, but then we continued, like she would visit Delaware during the pandemic, and we would have like the outside hangout, around like a bonfire, like when we were all distancing and everything. Yeah. We would go for walks and whatever. So that was really nice because we got to connect
on a deeper level
before, like really reconnect before coming here. And then once I came here, I was like trying to do the screenwriting thing, but like truly, all just like it felt like shots in the dark, like just like submitting to contests or
right.
that type of thing. But truly,
like who's reading this?
No one's reading it. Like I don't know, it just was weird. And then my husband and I were planning our wedding in Greece.
Oh my gosh!
And I gave myself permission because I was kind of becoming a big thing to just do that, like to just. Plan the wedding. Like once it got closer to it, like
full permission.
Just full permission. I was like, you know what? You're kind of freaking out about everything. So what if you didn't have to write a screenplay? I realized that at the end of every day that I didn't write, I was just like so disappointed in myself.
Beating yourself up like a mom, like a helicopter mom.
Just like another failed day or whatever. And I was just like, this blows. No. So I just said, I'm going to take it off the to-do list. And I just took it off the to-do list, and then I just planned the wedding, and I just finished up with planning the wedding and the plans and all that. I also was going to Chicago to shoot a short film at that time that I was working on with a friend from Chicago. So I also was like, what, I'm going to do this. I've got this creative project. This is definitely happening. Like I was going there right before, of course, an mostly improvised film.
Right. Love it.
But it was a fun project. So I did do that. So I was like, I'm doing that. So we're good. I'm just planning the wedding. Then the wedding was one of those like, destination weddings. So people were coming. So I wanted to make sure it was a good time for everybody, like worth it. So it was kind of a couple events.
Right.
It turned out to be just an incredible time.
Oh, and I wish I knew you.
I know. I'm like, it's so amazing.
You'll get an invite to my vow renewals.
Yay. Okay. I'm always like, no if we have a child, like, let's just do the baptism over there and just like have another.
It also weeds out the weak ones. You're like, are you coming to Greece?
Who's coming?
Who's coming?
Are you legit? Yeah. And it was really such a great time. So cool to see the people who came. It was just so awesome. And then I like kind of looked around and I was like, I like produced this. Like, this is my
production.
My signature touch. Like this is all because like I had an amazing wedding planner, Joanna Lukaikis in Greece.
Shout out Joanna.
Shout out Joanna. Really amazing.
I love that you're paying respects to all your healers, teachers, and planners. I'm
like,
huge on acknowledgement as a two. So I love this.
I'm like, how can I take credit? You know, but I know that I can take credit though because I worked with her. Like
it was a collaborative experience.
I made the decision. You know, she asked me, and it was like I started to realize, like, oh, I make good stuff.
Am I amazing?
I was like, am I kind of awesome? Like, am I like a great time? And
look at all these people laughing and smiling.
Do I have excellent taste? Yeah. Okay. And then when we got back from that, Rachel was like, let's just have creative meetings weekly. And then when she came over for the first one, I made a bunch of food because I missed Greece. I made a bunch of Greek food, and then she like saw the spread when she got to my house. She was like, "This is the video," and I
love that vision.
Right? It was just.
I love y'all's friendship. You're just like
beautiful.
Elevating each other.
Yeah, it's amazing to be like it was so meant to be.
And you both kind of rose together in that comedy sketch,
but like separately. Isn't that what's neat? Is like
together but
we have
separately.
This foundation together of like playing Bratz dolls and like making up scenes with like, you know, constant imagination and play. Like truly that's the time we were friends, you know, because it's even neat to be like, we didn't get into the high school like stuff. It really is so it is so much like our childhood, like the really fun, playful stuff, like snow days. Like
that's what I love. Because actually one of our tenets at More of That is the playful state is the powerful state.
Yeah.
So it's like by you guys playing, and I always say like never give up on your childhood dreams, because I feel like those are like the most pure versions of what we actually want. So I love that you and Rachel were like playing together as kids, and then like as adults
we're kind of doing
like
the same thing
together still, like, and staying in that playful state, and that's where like the magnetism has come to like of what you've created.
Right. It's cute to see why it resonates with people. It's like it's warmth and friendship and play and like fun. That's what's coming. And it's just fun. Like, you know, we did the Greek Friends series, and that was like the first one that kind of like did with that video. And it's again so beautiful how that happened. Right. We were just like having a creative meeting, but then Rachel was like, no, this is a video. Like, and it was me like essentially, you know, force feeding her when she said she wasn't hungry. And it's just like when your best friend is Greek. And then we made a bunch in that series. And then
was that your first video? Like your first kind of signature Aliki video?
Yes. Yeah. And again, like I think we had done, it was the first one I was a character in, I guess. Like we had done other little ones, but and those were like Rachel producing those. And then that was in the summer or like midsummer. And we also did so many other fun ones. Yeah, talking about the play makes me remember like we were doing these like nail salon ones or like these massage ones where I just play these crazy characters, like play like it was like no one like massage therapist or something. And just like,
what was the massage therapist doing?
It's ridiculous. Like
Tell
I
us.
fall asleep on her at one time. I'm just like, relax, you know? And then like I remember one of them ends with me like above her, like
I know,
just like jumping on her, like it's just so all those kind of like odd things that happen. And again, that like funny editing and like you know, just kind of quick editing. I'll have to send you those ones.
Oh my god, I can't wait to
It was
see.
These nail salon ones and these massage. I want to do more of those. Those are again so funny, just us like being absurd, just absurdity, a lot of absurdity and fun. And then by fall is when I was like, okay, like if I was doing my own character, like, okay, let me see if I can challenge myself to like make characters, you know, or make my own video, you know. But I really feel like Rachel truly was this guide, like bringing me into it and showing me and really encouraging me of like, you have the power to do this yourself. And then now it's cool because I guess I don't have like I mean, I have short films, but none of them I like as much as everything you can see on my Instagram page.
Your sketches. And now that's like leading to other stuff. But it's like people coming to you because you started with doing the things that you love, which were like the lowest hanging fruits, and doing them with friends, which I love. Like in our industries, it's like turning like friendship into creativity and collaboration instead of like having comparison.
Yeah.
And going back to the improv thing that you said, when I took an improv class, they said this quote, which I love, where it's like the best improvisers make their scene partner look like Tina Fey, where it's like feeding off of each other. And then that ends up creating, like, whether you're in the same scene or you take that energy with you and do your own sketch, it's like that same energy in our friendships.
Right. Like it's
so
not,
elevating.
Yeah. Right. It's not like your scene partner is not the problem, you know, or like whatever, like not like that. It's like you're being grateful to have them, like being grateful for that partner. Yeah. And like enjoying just playing. Yeah. And if you're a kid, you're not playing good enough, you know.
You're like, let's just be
playing,
goofy.
you're just imagining. I remember like one on-camera class I took, the teacher, he was like, it's a chance to play, like when you're auditioning, like, because I feel like on-camera classes are just teaching you how to audition because like that's the job, right? And he was like, you gotta be excited. It's a chance to play. And like my one of my favorite improv teachers in Chicago, Susan Messing, was the same. Of like every audition, you love acting, like it's a chance to act. Like you get to do the thing you love doing, like have fun, or like. I think this one comes from me. I think I said this one.
Oh my gosh, Aliki original.
An Aliki original. I think it was like I started to realize like if I was too in my head in an improv show, or like I didn't have fun, it was like I went to the playground and didn't play. It's like going to the playground and taking it too seriously. And now, you know, and then there was a shift of getting out of my head and, you know, actually just having a good time and enjoying myself on stage and not staying up at night afterwards thinking about it.
What could I have done better?
I should have said that. Like, I like got out of that, which was really nice. And just like you're just making stuff up. Like we're having fun. So now I'm so blessed that through
following
partnering,
your heart,
following
playing,
my heart,
collaborating with friends.
Yeah, like I get to play. It's so fun. Like I'm so grateful. And doing that test today, I think one of the questions was like, I don't know. It was making me realize like, oh, I am doing what I want to do now. Like it's just that it was quite a journey to get here. You know, I mean, like in college, when I started doing comedy in college, I was like, it would be so cool if this was my whole life. Like if this was all I did. Like, right. And I guess I'm there. I'm there. I think
you're there.
I'm there. And
affirming
it's
you're
like,
there.
A full decade later, I graduated in 2014. And my last semester, I did do a program at Second City called Comedy Studies, and that's what got me out there. And now I'm a decade later, I'm like,
you did it your way,
and that's kind
so
of
cool.
Now I look back and I'm like, I appreciate everything was meant to be how it was. Like I definitely try to get out there, put the message out there now of like, if you know what you want to do, you have something you like doing, just do it. Like just
Nike was onto something.
They were onto something. Just do it. They really were.
They were visionaries. And when you say it makes, we say it, but you don't sit with it. You can brush over how impactful it is, but you're like, literally just do it.
But actually just do
Especially in LA or anywhere, right? Where you're like, oh, well, I didn't get this call back, or it's like we so often, or this job didn't accept me, or whatever industry. It's like we give the power to someone else to decide versus like, well, what's the first step that you can take on your own? Like if you were taking radical ownership of where you are versus like, giving the power to like a casting agent or whoever, it's like, how can you just start to do that on your own scale and tap into that feeling right now? Like creating a sketch on Instagram and like releasing it and just being the biggest KPI is like, did I have fun doing it?
Yeah. And it just being like to start now. Cause I think 10 years later, where I'm at now that I'm like, I can look back over a full decade of doing this, of pursuing it. I'm like, so much can happen over time. Like time, you slowly chip away at things.
Having the time of your life.
Can this mic handle that laugh?
I love it.
Yeah, like and even that, like that literally was like an actual just bit I did with my friend who was visiting.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interject, guys. Aliki did a video the other day where she was at a restaurant called Time, but spelled like the herb.
And I'm just doing this bit as the friend who thinks they're hilarious. And it's just like
get it. What was it?
Simple joke. I was like, get it. I Venmo'd her. The beginning, the where that clip came from is I Venmo'd her for the time of my life. And I was like, not TIME, THYME. I'm like, it's this intense.
And then you do this great. Oh my God, I love it. I feel like a baby, you know, when the baby like does the same expressions as the mom, like you're laughing and I'm like, I'm like silent. I love it. We're so in sync.
And then it makes me actually laugh. But yeah, I like literally like, that's so amazing. And yeah, it's, and that friend is someone I did that college show with.
Wow. Full circle.
So full circle. And that like we have stayed connected. We have stayed in the industry of video production. Like we've stayed, and now we both are truly comedians doing stand-up. Like I avoided stand-up for a while because I did love doing stuff with people. So
Right.
that was really like more when I moved here. I did it a little bit, but I was always like, no, I don't like it. But really I was very scared to be totally on my own and to not have a team.
Right.
And I was definitely scared. Like now I just can be honest. Like I was scared. I was so scared to do stand-up. I was scared to put myself online in videos.
Right.
I was truly scared to be seen. I realized that. As much as I like love being the center of attention.
And what helped you get over that fear?
Again, probably time.
You're like my yoni egg.
I'm like, it's now or never. Yeah, my yoni says it's now. Like it's now or like, or I think Rachel Rachel pushing me to do the videos helped a lot. And then once I saw how fun it was and how cool it was for people to see them, which it's also like in the beginning, like there's so many that nobody sees. And,
Right.
you know, I always say just like whatever audience you have, like I see a lot of people starting a new Instagram for their thing
Right.
that they want to do. Right. But if it's your thing, like I say, convert your personal Instagram into
that.
it, because the people who are there already
Are there for you.
They're the first supporters. Like they're your first supporters. And then it'll grow from there, from those people. But it's so horrifying to do this thing that is essentially kind of like cringe in front of the people, you know, like putting yourself out there, putting stuff out there as a, right, like a talent, but not like actually necessarily being there yet or whatever. But it's again that decision of just like, no, I am a comedian, I am a performer, you know, I am a video creator, so I do that now, and like, you know, keep following along with it, or go if it, you know, if you don't like it, you know.
It's true. It's like claiming it, like not even fake it till you make it. And we were talking about this yesterday too, of like it's like the more you do it, the more people start to see you as such. And it's like
Right.
so funny because similarly, like when I got into coaching, I just shut down my beverage company, and having gone to Harvard, I was like, oh, well, all my other, I know. No, I don't. It sounds so conceited.
Me just finding out that you went to
Like having gone to a school in Boston.
I was just overhearing these guys out a window from somewhere. I was overhearing these guys be like, people who went to Harvard guys always say like, oh, I went to school in Boston. I was just hearing this the other day. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
It's so funny because
I'm happy you didn't say I'm really happy.
But it is like, it does feel like you're like, I know it's not a thing, but then it's like if you don't say Boston, but then when you do have to do the Harvard reveal, it's like even more worse. But
Yeah, so you were saying,
okay, so
you were saying having gone to Harvard.
this was actually a college reveal instead of an Enneagram reveal. So like having gone there, I came, you know, there was like a lot of people who were like Forbes 30 under 30, or who had done a lot of like incredible Things like that can also happen anywhere. There was a high concentration in my class, but no,
it could definitely happen anywhere though. For sure, Harvard's not that special.
It's not like that special.
It's gonna happen anywhere.
It's like I was gonna say it's like the University of Delaware of Boston.
Same thing.
Yeah,
definitely the same.
It's like the UCLA of the North. No, I'm joking. But
my gosh.
You guys were all kidding. We're all equal. But
it's all the same.
It's all the University of Life. Am I right?
Like everything we were saying about me being like worthy and valuable and everything is not thrown out the window now that I found out the person I'm in the room with went to Harvard. It's all the same. Okay, so, did I mention I went to improv school? I did say that, right?
Yeah, and you have a master's in screenwriting.
Right, in improv.
I love it. So
yeah, that must be wild though. Having gone home. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, I was noticing some imposter syndrome when I was like first announcing like, oh, I'm gonna like put out my coaching program, because I was like, oh, well, my friends who went to school think like my startup didn't make it, like and who they'll think, who am I to be a coach? And so I almost didn't like put it on Instagram, or I'm like, maybe I should start a new Instagram for my coaching. But then I was like, fuck it. Nice. Let's just do it. And the most ironic thing was my first few clients as a coach were people who went to Harvard with me, who I really respected, who were like, I've always admired how like free you were, or like, because I kind of took the road less traveled after school and like taught yoga around Europe and played music with So Far Sounds around Europe, and like, yeah, kind of just had more of a renaissance moment. And he was like, I've always admired how you were so like creative and just put yourself out there, and I want to learn to do that too. So it was so funny because people who I was afraid would judge me ended up being the ones who like wanted that permission for themselves, but it's like I couldn't give them that permission until I gave it to myself by announcing my coaching program.
And then meanwhile, that was the thing they admired most in you. Like that's what's crazy is like the thing that we are, that the thing that makes us special. It's weird because it's like everybody else already sees, but they're not going to like go out of their way to be like, hey, I just want you to know you are exceptionally skilled at this and you must put yourself out there. I got lucky where I had this lifelong best friend be like, you got to do this. You're really good at it. But I realize it is wild to be like, okay, but if that hadn't happened, how much longer would I have gone without giving myself permission? And so it is really beautiful. Once you do it, you're like, everybody's like, yeah, I knew that about you. And you're like, this is like,
you remind me every day.
Well, like, could you have changed my life? But it is that thing of like, really no one's going to be like, hey, you are an incredible artist. You need to, it's like once
you have to believe it yourself.
You have to believe it. You have to do it.
And that comes back to the value thing with the money, with the friend coming full circle, or like with your work coming full circle of like, we have to, no matter what other people see, it's like we have to claim it before it like can take action, because someone can tell us as much as they want, but if it's like we don't change or we don't step into it,
for it to actually manifest in your physical
it's like a rite
reality,
of passage to embody it.
To embody it and like make the changes on it, and then everybody's like, yeah, it's my favorite thing about you. They're like, yeah, you're really good at that, and you're like, oh, okay. Now I see. I'm so happy that you did, say screw it and put it on your actual Instagram. I'm glad I said that and you weren't like, I made a new Instagram.
I made a new Instagram.
No, but yeah, and then you see that, right? If you had made a new one, those people wouldn't have seen those people that know you. Like that's the thing is like, these people are in your, digital community, your circle there because they know you.
Totally. And that's a funny thing too about coaching. It's like I don't have like a huge amount of followers, and so it's just like advice I've given to new coaches is like, you just need to alert your current network that you're doing it. And it's like, yes, Instagram is the reason I've built like a full livelihood out of coaching, but it's not because I've grown my Instagram exponentially. It's because the people who already followed me knew about it, started coaching them, have coached their friends, getting referrals from that. But anyway, so it's just like owning, I like to say our shame is our superpower.
Wow, yeah. That's true alchemy.
true alchemy.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was going to say, before we go into the meditation, just because we haven't fully touched on it, but we did a little bit at the beginning, but I feel like it's part of the reason why we resonated so hard being yoga teachers and comedians and on our healing journey. Like, what has been the latest Aliki musing in your healing journey, and how is that kind of alchemized with this?
I mean,
that you're claiming in this chapter.
Yeah, I even feel like what we're doing right now, I think, like, the not being a character, like putting out myself out there now is like a next layer of like, this is just me. Like, we're sitting here and I'm just being me, and I'm not necessarily, I don't have punchlines or like, I'm not being a character. Like,
it's just Aliki.
It's just me. And it's fighting back that like who am I to just ramble on a podcast about myself? Like, kind of like, it's, I think it's now coming into letting, I guess, knowing my power and, my gifts. My power is like the gifts I offer. I mean, definitely what I feel my purpose is and what's driving me is to bring joy, like spread light and levity, because I think existing can be heavy and hard a lot of the time. And my goal is to just lighten the load, bring joy to people. I just like making people laugh. Like, that's just, that's all I want to do. And obviously, because it also makes me feel great to do that. So it's weird when I'm not making people, it's weird to like have a sincere moment or like.
But we love all sides of Aliki.
I know, and acknowledging that people will receive. People aren't going to be like, ugh, stop, ew,
like make me laugh,
clown. Like that they aren't interested to learn more or listen or whatever. So I think even this is just cool for me. Just talking. I mean, you make it easy.
Bestie, wow.
We've been friends for millennia, right?
I know.
Like,
we were friends in a past life.
We must have been friends in a past life.
If we did a past life regression.
It would make sense. I feel like it's so fun because when we first started communicating, let's keep holding hands.
Okay.
No, we can
finish your thought.
We can metaphysically hold hands. I gotta say, I'm upset that my nails aren't completely done, but it's okay.
I love that symmetric. Though. You know what? Beauty in the imperfections.
Exactly. Perfectly imperfect. Or no, just perfect.
Right.
I feel like, I think it's so cool because from the start meeting you, I was like, or like when we started communicating, you sent voice messages and I was like, whoa, voice messages.
Oh my God. I'm that friend.
I was like, wow, this is new. This is interesting. Because I think I had only had voice messages with people I like knew. But then I realized it was like so nice and like freeing and like, we can just send a voice message back and forth. And it was so nice that it wasn't like this formal, like whatever. I don't know. Cause I think I was like, she's a businesswoman. Like,
oh my gosh.
This woman is a businesswoman. And then when you heard voice message, I was like, and she can hang. Like,
oh my gosh.
And now now that I know you, it's like, oh, this makes complete sense. Like, you're so chill and just flowing. Like, you're so go with the flow. Like, it's not tense,
Thank you.
It's so nice.
I try to be like Hannah Montana. Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. And you are. And you are. What?
Thank you.
Miley.
Yes. Feeling seen.
You are. You really are best of. Yeah, because I think at first, like, seeing your Instagram or what, because I think that's how we were communicating. I was like, she's business. Like, she has an event. Like,
These how-tos.
But you really are the best. And I wanted to say about you on the note of like childlike playfulness, I was genuinely reflecting on our special day together. I was genuinely like your energy, you have that. And there's moments where you like laugh and you're playing where I'm like, if you get to feel like a kid, like I feel like a kid with you. And I'm like, that's great. I think that's really great. I think that's wonderful. Like just kind of like when we were being silly and like,
yeah.
And like that's so nice to be, like sober adults, but still feeling that play and wonder. So that's what I wanted to say I appreciate. That. Thank you.
Yes.
Wow. How great that everybody gets to witness our
budding friendship. I feel the same though, but I live for those moments. Cause like you said, like too, like I have my own anxieties and thoughts, spirals that I can go down and stuff. And so it's like I seek out like moments and other people that share that desire to like lean into play too, because it's like we can create that even if it's not our like default. It can be like
we can lean into it. Yeah,
we can lean into it. We can create it for ourselves, and that's like the magnetism and beauty versus like, yeah, it's all comes down to like having that choice of how we want to be in each moment.
Yeah.
And one of my other favorite quotes is it's our responsibilities, not ourselves, we should take seriously. Am I right?
Right. You are right. You are right.
I'm like looking for validation.
You are completely right.
Wait, there was going to be something else. Okay. One last little question before we get into the meditation. And I just like thought to ask this today because I'm like, I want to have like little powerful stuff questions that just like little, ones that the loyal listeners know that I like ask the guests. And one thing that I love is I always say triggers are treasures. What I mean by that is like, the things that trigger us. It's like the invitation where it's like inviting us to grow or to communicate or to level up. So it's like every trigger can be a treasure if we let it. So I was going to ask you, what is a recent trigger that has been a treasure?
Well, what that makes me think of first is that like I've been, I told you I've been working with a healer.
Yes.
And I feel like the biggest realization about myself. So I think I told you like I got stressed out when someone was frustrated about something around me. It made me like really stressed. And I was like really nervous about it, or I guess, no, I think what I want to say is like on the note of triggers as treasures, what I have realized is where I thought I was feeling my feelings, I actually wasn't. I've been like rationalizing things or trying to make peace with them. Like, oh, this thing makes me feel this way. But, I understand where that person's coming from, and always trying to make peace with it. Right. I think before I actually was like, I think it might be, before I actually fully feel the feelings. Like what she's helped me realize is like, I never would have thought I'm someone pushing down feelings, and that I have been pushing things down. So I guess I could mention like last night, I just was feeling low. Like, I don't know, like not from you, not from our day, but maybe just from like, we had a day, we had great energy. And also it was so fun. So maybe there's like a weird little come down from that too, of like withdrawal, or just kind of, again, the thing of at the end of the day, like, did I do enough to have had a successful day? Did I take care of everything? I think it was that. And I just, though, was able to I just cried about it. Like it wasn't about a specific thing. Right. It was a feeling that I had of maybe feeling disappointed or like I hadn't done enough, and realizing that I've been like kind of having that feeling for a long time. And that's what I've been like struggling with and has been keeping me low. And then I was simply crying about how sad it is that I've felt so sad, just there's a feeling giving for myself, Aliki like some love. Like a little like. And then my husband was so awesome and supportive, and he was like just feel it, just cry, it's okay, like because I kind of, it wasn't going away, and like he was kind of like, what's wrong, what is it, and then I was like, but it's not anything, right? Like I'm just feeling low. And then he like just sat with me and was just like, just cry about it, it's okay, just like. And then as I cried about it, I was like, it's like so sad how sad that feeling is. And then I cried about that, and then literally it was all better.
Isn't that so funny? It's like an emotional colonic.
Yeah, but it's a specific thing of not trying to think it away,
right? Or rationalize it.
Realizing that the rationalizing is suppressing,
right? And it's like diminishing it,
right?
I love that, because Edith Eger, who wrote the book The Choice, if you've heard of it, it's great. After you read Existential Kink when you're in Iceland, but she has this saying, heal it to feel it to heal it. And I love that you just gave yourself the permission of just like, I'm going to fully be in this, and I'm going to let it wash over me, and I'm not going to, there's no reason or rhyme. Just
going to let it, and I'm just going to keep doing that until it's all out, or maybe that's just what I have to do. But it's so much better than having like an endless, like anxious story in my head about why I'm feeling that way. I think we go right to the story. And I'm like, no, there's no story. It's just a feeling
Yeah,
that's in
there's
my
no
body
story.
after years of like a pandemic and like blah, 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 blah. Just something in my body that needed to come out. Just an
Right.
emotion.
And you let it come out.
There doesn't need to be a story.
Right.
It can just be.
Just like the videos. It's like there's no reason.
It can
or
just
rhyme.
be.
They can just be.
Just go with what feels right.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I do see why triggers are treasures. Like now I'm really seeing, I truly would have thought that I was feeling it to heal it. Like that I had figured that out, how to like feel my feelings. And then I've been made aware.
There's a deeper layer.
Definitely was like rationalizing and suppressing. Like you can always go deeper.
You can always go deeper.
Always go deeper.
Like our friendship.
Like our friendship. We're going to go so deep.
So deep.
Meredith.
If our other besties are hearing this, it's already too late.
It's already too late.
I'm joking. But what I do love, before we get into the last thing I'll say, it's one of my other things. It's a joke. I almost named this podcast The Last Thing I'll Say because
So good.
because it's never the last thing. But
I have realized that recently, not about you, just about, I was like, whenever someone says this is the last thing, it's never the last.
it's always like they're about to drop a bomb.
Never the last thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say.
The last thing I'll say is at least 10 more things.
Yeah. I was gonna say like some like crass soap opera line, but I'm like, don't do it. Anyways, so the last thing I was gonna say before the meditation is that I just like love that both of us, and that's part of our Venice Girlies sketch.
Yes.
You guys watch the space. It's coming in hot.
You'll see it. It'll be there.
Is that we both love to do the work. Hashtag more healed than you. No, I'm joking. That we both love to introspect, work on ourselves, reflect, and we do take stuff like healing ceremonies and that kind of stuff seriously, but we're also okay at the same time. It's like the yes and of improv, tying it all back to improv. The yes and of taking that stuff seriously and laughing at ourselves.
Yeah.
And like being playful along the journey of like, oops, I made a mistake, or like my shadow side is self-sabotaging again. She's so crazy. But I love that you do that and have that same like playfulness too, because I feel like that is such a sweet spot in the Venn diagram, not only in like our personalities, but like how healing could be approached in general.
Yeah.
It's just one more playfulness. It's like not so serious.
Yeah, that's what my Qigong teacher.
I thought you were gonna be like, that's what my healer was saying.
That she's in her in the actual Qigong class. She always is reminding it. It's just a game, like because it's kind of the movements that you can get really in your head about, like you want to do it right, and she's like, it's just a game. We're just playing. Let it just be a game. But I do feel like she's saying that on a more all-encompassing thing too. Like
you're like,
we're just playing. It's a game. Let's just see as much as we can in life as play and as a game, because so much is not that. So
right.
Yeah.
So it's like when we can, what's in our control, why not?
Let's just do it. And I love that about you too. I feel like you do the same thing.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Would you like to lead a little 2-minute meditation, maybe about like playfulness, tapping into our play? Then we can round it out, give everyone at home a few questions to ponder.
Okay. All right. Let me give it. I'll try a quick one. It's like my instinct is to be like, no, you do it. But
Okay.
no, I
You're
can.
like, but leaning in because
I'm gonna
growth
lean
zone.
in. I'll lean in.
They can be playful. It can be silly. It can be a weird meditation.
Let me just. I'll say this now. I don't know what's gonna come out.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna
Do it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do it. Let's close our eyes. I'm closing my eyes with you. Let's take a deep breath. Whatever part of your body is against the ground, your feet, your seat, whatever is supported, just feel that support underneath you. And allow yourself to just settle into it. Just settling into where you are, imagining like if there was dust, it's all just settling. Just breathing and settling and truly just sensing your body and your breath, shifting from your head brain into your heart brain, and just feeling your beingness. Just appreciating that you can hear my voice, you can breathe, you can sit, and for this moment, there is absolutely nothing to do. The whole task and whole purpose of right now is to just be right here. And to maybe, while you're here, just being, to connect with that child self of ours that didn't have to actively take time to sit and do this. That we were just naturally in the moment, focused on play with no to-do list. Just kind of tapping into that energy and remembering there was a time where we just existed this way. And knowing that that part of you is always there. And that you can always tune back in as long as the breath is there. So taking a couple more breaths and just really savoring them. Savoring that you get to take a pause. You get to just be whenever you want, no matter what's going on. You get to take the time to just sense and be. So blinking your eyes open if you want to, or if you just want to stay in that space, just stay melted in that space. If that put you in a zone, just stay there.
Wow. Powerful.
Was it powerful?
It was. I opened my eyes for a second earlier before you said open them. And I looked at your face and you had the biggest like childlike smile. I'm like, oh my God, Aliki is channeling.
I think I might have been channeling. Did you guys feel it?
Did you guys feel it? Did your inner child feel it? I felt little Meredith in my heart space.
And I feel like we really can all channel. I think that's the really cool thing. We are a channel to the divine.
Yeah.
And we're a channel to our past selves and our future selves. And we deserve to fully enjoy and appreciate that about our beingness.
We do. And it is so funny because we were talking yesterday on our drive of like how funny, like the common yoga expressions that we all say as yoga teachers, like root to rise. And like, you know what I mean? Trust the process. But we're like, kind of like the Nike, just do it. It's like when you actually slow down, and if you're literally taking that simple advice that we all know, your life would change.
Yeah, it does. There's like, oh, they were onto something there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, truly just focusing on your breath just changes everything. Like actually just starting with your breath and then going from there.
Yeah, we love it. Okay, so if we're giving our listeners a few little questions to reflect on, we can popcorn based on kind of channeling from today. But the first one I would say is, where can you invite more play into your life? Where can you take yourself less seriously and invite more like playfulness or collaborative energy with like friends or people who inspire you?
Yeah. And I'm going to piggyback on that and truly get even more specific with that. I want you to think about like the little moments, maybe even when you're alone, like not with people, like where you can fully control it, like actually letting yourself be more playful, more childlike, make weird noises. I don't know, like truly letting yourself
be crazy.
Like where can you allow yourself and give yourself permission to let go of the restraints that you've put on yourself?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And then I think the last question could be channeling all of that. It's like, what is that next like ideal scene that you're ready to step into for yourself?
Yes.
Of like we were saying, wouldn't it be so cool if I woke up every day and got paid to do this or whatever it might be? And it's like, how can you do that right now?
Yeah.
From that sense of play. Like how can you tap into that feeling right now and do that now?
I'm gonna say the same thing in a different way of what is the quality of the feeling? What is the quality of what you want? What does it feel like? Just let yourself just marinate in it, journal about it, hold your favorite crystal and put that into it.
I love that. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks for being on this journey with us. The Enneagram, the word poignant. Play is power.
I like how you really pronounce the G in it.
Poignant. Poignant. Yeah. Thank you, Aliki, for being here. You're actually my first guest who wasn't my old co-host or my husband.
I'm so honored.
Isn't that crazy?
But in a way, I'm probably in one of your past lives a husband or co-host. But
right. You're like, but in this life, honored.
But in this life, thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Thank you so much for everything you've taught me already.
Oh my gosh.
In our baby friendship. And thank you, everybody, for
listening.
having me. Thank you to the listeners.
Thank you, loyal listeners, for opening your arms.
And to any new listeners, thank you.
Yes. And I'll link to your information in the show notes so everyone can watch your hilarious videos, healer friends.
Aliki comedy everywhere.
And thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week for more powerful stuff. Great. Wow.
So fun.
So powerful.
Powerful stuff. Fun.
Thank you for listening to the Powerful Stuff podcast. We're your hosts, Meredith Baker
and Eileen Leguiu. We hope that you learned some powerful stuff that you can take away and implement into your own life.
And if you do, we would love it if you rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast, Powerful Stuff. And if something deeply resonates with you and you share it on social media, tag us. We would love to hear from you. And we will also see you next week for some more powerful stuff.